Remember, they're changing my voice. Part of the reason why the shooting in Texas occurred has to do with evolution, right? People do not want to admit what the true evolutionary order is. And again, I'm not a racial supremacist, I'm a moral supremacist. For example, when picking a date, I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, or whatever you are, okay? I choose how attractive you are to me and how much character you have. If you became attractive from generations of being related to scumbags who stole the most attractive women, then you're probably not very attractive inside. And if you give in to that, almost, it's almost certainly you're not going to be, right? And basically you're not going to be attractive inside, if that's the case. So it has to do with things like this. It has to do with character. It has to do with martial evolution, okay? The reason why black people are the most stigmatized people in society, which leads to an environment, which is part of why we have an environment of all these different races shooting people kind of in a random or seemingly random manner, okay, is because certain types of black people are superior, okay? Certain types, not black people as a race per se. That's a more complex issue. When we look at characteristics, which is what determines who's superior, right? Why vote for, this president instead of that? You're saying who's superior? Who's a superior person? Who's going to do a better job because they're superior in that way? When it comes to kind of universal supremacy, okay, it's certain individual black people. Again, I'm not a racial supremacist. I don't believe the black race is superior. And if they are, to not any significant degree, I believe the individual patriarchal lines that are about to get wiped out the rest of the way in terms of their gene expression, kind of the Cain and Abel effect, right? Abel is being killed, and Cain is inheriting the earth, so to speak, but this world that is a disgrace, where 9 million people starve to death a year, 3 million of them children, that's 10,000 children a day, 25,000 people starving to death and dying of hunger-related issues, okay? So why did this shooting happen? It happened because you don't want to admit what ideal is. And that is also the message of the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible. Think about it. Do these books teach you to be an idolater and a liar? No. They say tell the truth about God. Even if it kills you, like Isaiah got himself killed. Amos, Zechariah, son of Berechiah, Stephen the martyr, John the Baptist, Jesus. Okay, it says be willing to die. Like Muslims who got killed. The idea, whether they were that or not, was to die telling the truth about God. That is a core principle of Abrahamic faiths. Just because you don't like black people, or you don't like what the Nazis did, or what Zionists are doing, or what any other jerks are doing, okay, doesn't mean that you deny the greatness of individual black people. Do you deny that Martin Luther King is greater than George Bush and Donald Trump put together? Do you deny that Nelson Mandela is greater than George Washington? Do you deny Tyson was a good boxer, Ali, Jordan, a basketball player? Do you deny these things? Do you deny the top martial arts ever possible must be black because of evolution, right? The fastest land animal, that's alive must be a cheetah because of the grouping that it's in, okay? Therefore, when we look for moral might, character, martial prowess, martial arts excellence, martial precision as it relates to sparring, outmaneuvering somebody because of your precise path being greater than somebody who under certain circumstances might have a more accurate strike. Do you deny the most righteous people their credit? And do you follow suit? Or do you say, nice job, and continue to exploit them and play stupid and cheat them out of women and money? This is why these shootings occur. Because you promote by your actions and your cultural complicity, you promote cheating the most righteous ever, and then they get screened out when they protest, they get killed like Martin Luther King and Stephen the martyr, and then they're gone. And nobody fills their shoes. Again, I'm not a racial supremacist, okay? I'll even let you in a little secret. No offense to black females. Growing up, I preferred other females more than black females. I'm not a racial supremacist. No one despises racial supremacy more than I do. I am a moral supremacist. Let the best man win, right? You can do better than that. Mr. Right, on the right path, doing the right thing is righteous, is right for you, okay? I don't cheat the artists out of their credit. If someone's good at drawing, painting, sculpting, I don't deny that. If somebody's good at math, I don't deny that. If I believe Einstein invented X, Y, and Z, I don't deny that. But I do not believe that Einstein is the ideal man. He's just a scientist. Martial arts isn't about learning science for a reason. It's about building character, because wisdom is better than some gold medal from being a scientist. Proverbs 16:16, how much better to get wisdom than gold, insight than silver. It's better than silver. It's better than learning how to make a building out of silver. Wisdom, first and foremost, is moral wisdom, and the Bible says it's the fruit of the righteous. Therefore, the Jewish person, the Christian person, and the Muslim person should all be in agreement that someone who is wise is a better date than somebody who is just more like you. Somebody who's actually righteous is a better date than somebody who's rich. Somebody who's homeless and righteous is a better date than somebody who is rich and wicked. When we don't see people behaving like they understand this, we know society has a moral deficiency. It's depraved. It's degrading itself. It's rotting from the inside out. They didn't clean the inside of the cup and dish. They're full of greed and self-indulgence instead of seeking first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness. And that righteousness is universal because God is exalted by his righteous acts, his just acts. God is not exalted by theater arts, fairy, Peter Pan nonsense, or Power Ranger BS, or Care Bear, My Little Pony, fairy tale stupidity, or princess complex indulged by some rich cowards lifestyle and decisions type of stupidity. God is exalted by what is universally just, to say that came from God because that is right. People are going to be damned to hell after I die because they did what was wrong. And it's not right to deny the righteous children that they raise themselves with suitable helpers while you let the wicked get attractive women and then inherit the earth. That's not right. While they're killing off people who they argue have inferior genes because they've taken all the attractive women and they've sabotaged those people. They flooded them with drugs and alcohol and forced them into inferior cultures, and they assassinated them like Martin Luther King and some of his close family members and allies if they insist that what the elite is doing is wrong. That is not right. God is not in approval of your reproductive cycles. The world does not transform into heaven, but into the top layer of hell. Isaiah 34, Isaiah 24, Isaiah 66. What Christ said in the Bible, heaven and earth will pass away because God does not approve of your trajectory, and it is irreversible now. So the reason why this mass shooting happened is because you live in a world of wickedness, and the fruit of wickedness just happens in this context to include mass shooters. You people did this to yourselves. If you stuck your hand in a meat grinder trying to grab something that would allow you to rape a kid, can you then cry? If you taught your family to do the same, can you say, why is this happening to us? Without being a fucking idiot who deserves it? When you come from a long line of people who cheated the righteous, can you then say, but my kid didn't do that? You reap what you sow, what you cultivated, what you've created over generations. God will not be mocked. The righteous won't be cheated out of the planet in that way. Your offspring won't go to heaven, and this planet will go to hell. Thank you.